Hey guys, if you're looking for a boat that's absolutely packed with luxury and yet still delivers fantastic wake and wave performance, we might just have the boat for you, the 2022 MasterCraft X24. I'm Greg Anschback with SKIER'S Marine. Let's go do a walkthrough.
Purchasing a boat is a big decision with many factors to consider.
SKIER'S Marine, we desire to be your trusted education source.
So I want to show you how easy it is to set this boat up to surf.
We're going to teach you and show you how to keep it looking brand new.
I'm so much more comfortable behind the wheel.
Our passion.
Our passion. Our passion. Your legacy.
Something I've always liked about MasterCraft boats is there are no straight lines to this boat. It's a big girl, but we have flow to the boat. We have curves where some of our competitors are very blocky, not necessarily appealing to the eye. This boat looks sharp. The MasterCraft X24 is 24 feet 2 inches long. It has an 8.5 foot beam. The weight of the boat is 6,100 pounds and actually holds 4,300 pounds with SurfStar. The fuel capacity is 85 gallons. The seating capacity of the X24 is 18. I'm going to spend a couple of minutes talking about the transom of this boat before we put it in the water, because we've really got a lot going on back here. First thing that you're going to notice is a 3-tab system that MasterCraft uses to produce wakes and waves. We think that it's much more effective than some of the competitors because it doesn't cause a tremendous amount of drag. For 2022, this system has been renamed SurfStar, where it looks like previous systems. It actually has quite a few upgrades. Our actuators are all new. They have position sensors incorporated into them, which allow us to have very specific wakes and waves. When we get in the boat, I'm going to show you, but just from the factory, we actually have 7 different surf settings on each side of the boat. These are extremely robust actuators. They're military grade. They'll hold several thousand pounds per actuator. For 2022, we have a standard surf pipe. This is going to allow less emissions and actually make for a quieter ride, let you appreciate the tunes a little bit more. And the coup de grace, as far as I'm concerned, is this stern thruster. This is a big boat, but this stern thruster makes docking the boat or maneuvering the boat extremely easy, even for a novice driver. Lastly, you'll see up underneath the boat, we have a ladder. This is an option that if you have somebody that's maybe elderly, makes it easier for them to board at the transom. One other thing that I'll note, and this is just a personal issue, we have a teak platform back here. This is huge because it's a standard for MasterCraft. We can always get the fiberglass platform that everybody else incorporates, but I love the look of teak. It's very resilient, very classy looking. So like I was saying earlier, the transom of this boat, there's a lot going on back here. There's something special about this boat. At this point in the industry, just about everybody has transom seating. MasterCraft has brought this to a new level. We have transom loungers. This is one of the most popular features on this boat. Not only do we have seats, but we actually have an extremely comfortable footrest back here. And nobody in the industry has anything close to this as far as comfort goes. It's great when you're sitting back in a cove chilling, watching the kids, just enjoying some tunes. We have an easy transom step walkover. And right here in the middle, we have a great little cubby to hold items like ropes, handles, gloves, whatever miscellaneous items you don't want to drag into the boat. So for tow boats, most of the action, of course, is behind the boat. MasterCraft has an optional reverse seating that's super easy to use. In addition to this reverse seating, we have flip-up seat backs behind the observer seat and behind the helm. Plenty of room to see what's going on behind the boat. We've incorporated a footrest with a center seat. We have additional cup holders right here inside the boat, easily accessible. All of these seats, and I can't stress this enough, are ergonomically correct. Everywhere that you sit in this boat, you're in a reclined position. Some of our competitors, even the high-end competitors, have really upright seat backs. They're not real comfortable when you're sitting in them. But with a MasterCraft boat, everywhere you sit, You're in an ergonomically correct, naturally reclined position. Let's face it, when you go to the lake, you don't want to feel like you're in the principal's office sitting straight up in a chair. You want to kick back and relax. Whether I'm in the rear of the boat, in the observer seat, the helm chair, even in the bow, whether I'm facing forward or even when I'm facing reverse and I'm watching what's going on behind the boat. Everything in this boat is reclined, everything's comfortable. Interesting note is this particular vinyl in this boat is cool feel vinyl, and even this black upholstery doesn't burn. This actually repels UV rays, and it's between 25 and 30% cooler than standard vinyls. This boat's loaded with storage. All of our seating is hinged, easily accessible. Behind our observer seat is actually gull wing opening, and this is open all the way across the boat, so you have plenty of room for your gear. Behind the helm seat, we also have a hinged cushion with a MasterCraft cooler built in up underneath the seat where it's out of your way. Unlike some of our competitors, we actually have storage at the front of the boat as well. A lot of our competitors have playpen seating, which is kind of cool, but they're putting ballast up underneath the deck, so you really don't have room for any gear, or God forbid we're on a really rough day and you want your kids to put their feet down, they have nowhere to go. We do have an optional filler cushion to make this into a pit if you prefer, but without that, we actually have not only open storage up underneath the bow, but with the exception of the ProStar, all MasterCraft boats also have an anchor locker built into the bow area. You can keep your anchor out of sight, out of mind, use it when you want to. We do have anchor stays that'll hold on to the flukes so the anchor's not bouncing around when you're going down the lake. The stereo that's in this boat is kind of a one-up. It's a KLIPSCH audio stereo system that was adapted by MasterCraft. MasterCraft has exclusive rights to this product. You see a lot of loud stereos on the market, but KLIPSCH kind of hangs their hat on sound clarity and quality, not sound quantity. So there's some real loud systems in the market that have so much distortion that you have to play them loud to actually hear the music. This boat has a digital sound processor built into it. The amp board is very narrow and hidden up in this compartment where the amplifiers are protected. We have complete zone control between our tower speakers, bow speakers, helm speakers, subwoofers, internal speakers, so you can kind of customize that sound. So new for 2022 are MasterCraft's phone holders. In the past, we always kind of stuck a phone in our cup holder that would rattle around and take a place of where a drink could be. Now we have these nice phone holders that keep your phone out of the sun. They keep them from rattling around. And as an option, we can actually have cordless charging built into these phone holders. The phone holder at the helm comes with cordless charging, and just like the phone holders that are on the gunnel, your phone is out of the sun, gives you easy access for controlling your music. This is MasterCraft's dual screen system. It looks intimidating. It's actually very easy to use, very user-friendly, very simple. This screen is simply a view screen. This screen is actually our operating screen. Think of it like an iPad. If we look up here, we actually have 5 main pages. We have drive. What do you do when you drive? We have surf, which is super simple to use, especially with the new SurfStar system. We can actually designate what size, shape, wave we want based on a 1 to 7, and we can get a visual that's going to show us exactly what that surf wave is going to look like. I can switch to the right, I can switch to the left, and I can change the shape of that wave with a push of a button. From the surf page, my next button is actually my wakeboard. We have beginner, intermediate, or advanced from the factory. We have a ski setting. We have a chill setting, which generally is going to pull up my music, my speaker controls, and you can see my speaker controls are going to be my master volume, my bow, my subwoofers, my helm speakers, my cockpit speakers, or my tower speakers. You can see that my iPhone is connected. You can see what song we're playing on that particular screen. Down here we have sub-screens. My control for the center screen is on the lower left-hand corner. As you can see, I've got a camera. This is actually a tower-mounted camera that's showing me what's going on behind my boat. I can actually go to a wide view if I prefer, which is going to give me digital readouts. I can go to a narrow view, and that's going to give me a digital representation of analog gauges. For us old guys, we kind of like that. If I go to this screen, I can show my music, or I can pull up my GPS mapping, and I can make that mapping even wider if I'm in an area that I'm unfamiliar with. The next page on the touch screen is going to be my actual GPS map. Again, maybe a little bit redundant, but I can actually zoom out, zoom in, set up track points or favorite waypoints, places that I want to avoid or places that I want to go. The next little icon is going to show music. The next icon is my actual speaker selection. The next icon is going to give me all of my lights. The next icon is going to give me my blower, seat heaters, overrides for my bilge pumps. The last one is kind of a diagnostic, but I want to bring one to your attention that I truly love. This training videos. Let's say you get out on the water and your sales representative went over something and you forgot what they told you, and you want to hook your phone up to Bluetooth, but you forgot how to do it. We can actually access training videos, and we have a built-in library of tutorials that will answer 90% of the questions you could ever have when you're out on the water. In addition to that, to the right side here, we have analog controls. I can control my volume, I can control my tabs, my ballast, and my lights with a redundant analog switch. I don't have to do this from the screen. The failure rate on this screen is almost non-existent, but should a screen fail, we can still control all this from this side of the boat. So this boat is powered by an Elmore 6.2 liter direct injected engine. It actually generates 430 horsepower, and this is the stock engine in this boat. By closed cooled, the power head's not seeing any external water. We have a glycol reservoir that you can kind of see at the rear of the boat. That allows us to monitor engine temperatures much more precise. And if you were to take the boat in a saltwater environment, you're not going to damage any internal engine components. And while we're back here, show you the size of our ballast pumps. This is a fast fill ballast system. Again, this boat will hold 4,300 pounds of ballast, which is a little over 2 tons, and it'll fill this boat up in less than 3 minutes. Also, while I'm back here, you're going to see a halon fire extinguisher mounted in the rear. This is a standard on all MasterCraft boats. There's a heat sensor in the engine compartment that will automatically deploy the fire extinguisher should you have a fire. We also have a trigger at the helm where we can trigger the same system, and we give you a handheld fire extinguisher to boot. One other point that I'll make about this engine is something nobody else in the industry has. We have a 7-year or 1,000-hour warranty on this engine. I think the closest competitor is up to 5 years, and this is a factory warranty. It's not an aftermarket warranty. There's a lot of peace of mind. It is transferable to one owner. So if you were to keep your boat for 5 or 6 years and go to sell the boat and it still has a year or two of factory warranty on it, that's worth its weight in gold. As I enter into the boat, you're going to notice we don't have carpet in the boat. We actually have SEADEK flooring. SEADEK is extremely anti-slip. It's very cool on the feet. And if you notice, we've actually put this up on the gunnels at points that you actually step off on the boat, so there's no incidents of slipping. The tower is extremely easy to raise and lower. This is the Z8 tower, which is actually the middle of the road tower for MasterCraft. We have 3 towers, Z6, Z8, and Z10. All of our towers have clamping board racks. Clamping board racks, if you've ever had to use bungees, are a pain in the rear. These will not crimp your board. You don't have to reach around to get to the bungees. We're accommodating with these wider forks some of the fatter surfboards that you see on the market today. And as far as raising and lowering the tower goes, it's simply a push button process. And you can actually raise and lower this tower with one hand. We do offer an upgrade to this. That is a power tower. Honestly, most of our customers elect this tower because it is so easy to raise and lower. So that's our walkthrough on the 2022 MasterCraft X24. Thank you so much for your time. For more information, go to www.skiersmarine.com or call your local Skiers Marine dealer.